Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode on Stockertim. I have a topic about Figma IPO. So, Figma, one of the most popular design collaboration platforms used very, very extensively in the creative community, as announced, or there is a news that Figma will be going public, and I'm here to actually share at least the top five things that you need to know as a would-be investor in Figma. Whether you are interested to buy this IPO, whether you are interested to invest in the medium, short, or long term, you actually need to be aware of some of the details that has been released, at least in the media. And I also went under the hood to actually see what exactly are the things that we need to pay attention to when it comes to Figma coming into the public market on Wall Street. So just join me. I'll quickly do that. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe, put on a notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. So you can also join us on X, Stockertim Live on Stockertim, on TikTok, and Stockertim Live on Instagram. Also give this video a like because much more people will actually see it, and we really appreciate all the engagement that we've been getting. So I'll jump into it now. Just the top five things that at least that we need to actually know about the Figma IPO. Come with me. So actually, it's a confidential IPO for now. Figma is not releasing much details into the media, into the investing public news atmosphere, because perhaps Figma has some history that I'm still going to talk about. They had a not too pleasant experience with one of their biggest competitor, or one of their biggest company that actually competes with Figma, but they also love Figma because Figma actually carved the niche for itself, because it is more or less like a design collaboration platform that is so easy to use just for any creative person, either designing websites, designing graphic design, a whole lot of other design related workflows. Very, very good. But Figma is not releasing much details, and because of what the history they had with Adobe, they are not actually releasing much details because the acquisition with Adobe actually crashed, and I'll get into that in the next point to say. So yes, so Figma was supposed to be acquired by Adobe, but that deal, which Figma was very happy about. Yes, based on the chatters in the creative community, a lot of creative people didn't actually like Adobe, acquiring Figma. That's the user side of things. But Figma itself actually loved this deal because it's actually valued Figma at a much more higher valuation than the company will have gotten. Perhaps this is the biggest deal Figma will have actually gotten to sell out to Adobe. But that deal was blocked by the UK and also European countries because they actually feel Adobe is going to dominate the creative software creative ecosystem, and that is going to actually cause a lot of other smaller players like Figma and the rest, and not to actually be able to compete with Adobe. So that was actually a very, very bad taste in the mouth for both Adobe and Figma. But Figma got something out of it because Adobe actually paid Figma $1 billion rejection fee. When that deal fell through, Figma had to actually be compensated, and that was why Figma, perhaps they are doing this IPO from a confidential point of view. So Figma, like I said, they have very strong market reputation in the creative community. Figma is well loved. Even the free version of Figma is very, very good. They have very sticky kind of experience. Anyone who does design, who is very, very conversant with the creative ecosystem, the social media management, the web design, web programming, engineering. A whole lot of people in this ecosystem, they use Figma extensively, and that reputation that Figma has, and that was why Figma was able to actually get the $20 billion deal that fell through, and the acquisition didn't go through, which now we are now at this point where Figma has to go it alone to become a public company. And that would take me to my next point, which is the valuation. Figma is perhaps, at least based on what we know, because it's a confidential IPO, but what has been released to the media is valuing the company at about $12.5 billion, which is a huge cutoff from where Figma was valued at when Adobe planned to actually acquire the company. What has happened between that time and now, we don't necessarily know. Perhaps Figma has actually factored in a whole lot of the headwinds that we have in the global economic scene, the tariff war, a whole lot of other things that has actually happened, inflation, so many things that's actually happened, and perhaps Figma is now being more realistic, coming to the market. I like what I see from a valuation point of view, but we still need to see the actual detail filing, the balance sheets, the working capital, the debt on the books of the company. Perhaps also even the dilution, the ownership structure, who are the what exactly, how many shares is Figma actually floating in the market to sell to the general public. That will also determine so much more. And also, how has this company been able to grow its revenue? Because we haven't seen anything. We have just we knew that Adobe wanted to acquire them for almost double of what they are now valuing themselves at. Is there a challenge for Figma, and why are they actually coming to the market now when the climate, the entire ecosystem, there is a huge uncertainty in the market with the trade and tariff war? So the IPO sentiment, like I said, has not been positive. Yes, the likes of Newsmax came into the market, it went into the sky, and it's now coming down. The likes of Weibo is doing very much well, pretty much well in the last 4 or 5 days after it listed. But this stock has now created, and it's still not doing so badly. But at the end of the day, when you look at the tariff war between China and the US, and a whole lot of other uncertainty as regards whether inflation is going to go up, the US economy might actually enter a recession, we don't have a rate cut coming very soon. All of this might actually affect Figma's IPO, but I believe this stock will actually do very well in the couple of very first few weeks or months down the line. But when this company starts actually disclosing more information, the first quarterly results that they release to Wall Street, that is when the rubber will actually hit the road, and we actually see the company being valued for what it actually deserves. But I'll show you Adobe's chart before I actually close this episode. Let's see what Adobe has done, and that might actually give us an indication why Figma is now valuing itself at about $12.5 billion instead of the $20 billion that Adobe wanted to actually buy the company for if just a few years ago. Stay with me. So just a quick one. Here is Adobe's price chart, the chart for the stock, and you can actually see that in the last 1 year, the stock has done very, very poorly. At least they've lost about 22% of the market cap of the value of the company. In the last year to date, rather 22%. In the last 1 year, the company has lost about 25%. In the last 1 year, but the real loss on the valuation of this company on the market cap of Adobe is about year to date about 22%. So why am I showing Adobe? Adobe is the biggest player in the creative software design, even in the movie industry, the production industry, the film industry. Adobe has a whole lot of creative suites in the cloud, on PCs that is the bellwether of the ecosystem. So if Adobe has lost close to about 26% of its valuation in the last 1 year, we don't and we shouldn't expect Figma to do so very well in the first few months down the line. Yeah, the first few weeks, this stock is going to actually do very well, because a whole lot of momentum traders, a whole lot of the Wall Street bets on Reddit, they like to actually pump IPO stocks, and few weeks down the line they take huge profit, and these stocks actually come back down to reality. For me, I might get involved in riding the wave, but this is not a stock to actually own, at least in the first 3 months, because once the first result comes in, this stock is actually going to be revalued, and that might be the best time to actually buy more for the long haul. So this IPO is not yet cast in stone. A whole lot of things might change. This IPO might be called off because it's still confidential, and I think that's why they actually went for the confidential filing, because this IPO might not even happen in the first place, and at the end of the day, it's better they actually did it secretly, so that no surprises and no embarrassment for them. But if this IPO pulls through, it's actually going to excite a whole lot of people, especially the younger generation who actually know Figma for what it is, one of the best cloud platform for creative collaboration. So that's that, and I will close on that note. So thank you so much for watching. As soon as we get more updates on the Figma IPO, we are going to share them so that we can get more information. We can go under the hood further to actually see what exactly is this company doing from a profit point of view. Are they profitable yet? Do they have a whole lot of debt on their balance sheets? How are they managing their resources? And what exactly is the ownership structure of this business vis-a-vis what Adobe has to offer the market? Thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, put on a notification bell so that you don't miss the following updates on the Figma IPO. Take care and bye bye. See you in the next one.